Let's create a space for jazz, place to play and dance, and laugh and groove and move, and give improvisation a chance. Let's keep pubs from closing and live music a-sounding, enjoy jazz jamming and create extemporizing. Let's put Didsbury on the map, create a hip-hop hotspot, hang out at the Slug, and let us blow your mind. Let's create a space to improvise jazz, a place to face the music and all that. Razzamatazz. Check out the beats of Hunter, Bennett and Franks. Add some crashes and rides from Errol, George, Hanson, McMinn and Luke. Flowers and fruits of jazz from years of practice, of hi-hat, rim shot, snare paradiddle licks. Let's not forget the bottom line of the notation, the bass clef as part of the rhythmic foundation. Let's hear Gavin's groove played on his dad's homemade bass. Not to forget Dave Turner and the other Turner, Pete, Steve Berry of Loose Tubes fame, and Josh Kavanagh Briley and John Sandon. Andy Stomaticus Brown on keys one week, Ed Barnwell the next, followed by Freddie Garner playing Voyage on an HP2 Nord. We've heard the late Vinnie Parker and the young Richard Jones, Richard Weatherall, George King Jr. and Senior, Dean Stockdale. We're never bored. Let's create a space to improvise jazz, a place to face the music and all that. Razzamatazz. Presenting Stuart McCallum with more pedals than the Tour de France. Starring Gary Boyle this week, who once played with Dusty Springfield by chance. On guitar we have Rod McWhirter. Next week James Gerling or Simone Manzuna from Milan. Then Jim Faulkner, Steve Oakes, Kathy Dyson, and is it Tim or Bim Williams? On reeds we have Kyra Matthews, Jeff Guntran from the States, followed by Ed Kaniak and Mike Hall. Helena Summerfield, Helen Pillinger, Mother of Miles, Emily Burkhurst, Tom Thorpe, Stuart MacDonald, who also fixes saxes and flutes, Ben Watte, or is it Noir, Sam Healy is the deal, Tim France from Prestwich Deluxe, and Alex Clark, the new kid on the block, and all play cool jazz and groove. And let's remember the late Joe Stillman. Father of the house, Mike Farmer, played in those early days of creative space jazz, along with Reed Pimlott, Jim Collins, Giuseppe from Sardinia. Richard Isles is our very own Miles, composing Disbury Deluxe for the Slug. Young things like Aaron Wood and Jack Tinker also show their chops. Graham South and Nick Waters from Beats and Pieces fame plays the changes again. More trumpet from Phil Nicholas, Bob Din in the same kind of vein. You can't judge a book by its cover or a band by its name. We have Sunday Best, Easy Rollers and Quinta, Kaleidoscope, Magic Beans, The Whole Hog, Jazzworks, Eight Misbehaving on this pale blue dot down at the Slug. Create a space to improvise jazz, a place to face the music, and all that razzmatazz. I am the music person. What do I play? I play the trombone every day. Only a few are heard at the Slug with all that plumbing, tubes and lube. Like Chris Bridges and occasionally Pete McGuire from Brussels in the EU. Suzanne Fonseca, Carol Williams continue the show and blow. It's the singer, not the song, like Julie Edwards and Lucy May, Danny Sakari, Nick Smith, Rachel Maltby and Lucy Lockwood. Don't forget the guys, Les Berry and Pete McSloy, another Turner called Nicky, and Zoe Coyote and the Magic Beans, and the voice of Linda Jennings. Jazz works because it does. It's the name of our band as it should. Creative space at the White Swan was so good. Chris on sticks and skins, Mike on double bass with strings, me on keys, Jan tootin' flute and sax, trumpet sometimes muted by John, and Howard on tenor to please. It's Jazz Jam today, an opportunity to play the tunes of yesterdays, of wine and roses, blue bossa, and all the things you are. Listen to Andy, or Larry, and sometimes Matt on drums, or the sticks of El Gato. Tap your foot to the congas and splashes of Steve. Get the bass foundation from Mike Crumpton, helped out by Ollie, Jane, and Alan Watson. Me on keys, but take turns with Keith McGee, Paul Papelia, Alan Stander as house guitar, along with Dave Kissack. A sextet of saxes with Chris Halicki, David Bloor, Kat, Janet, Matt Taylor, and more. Trumpets and flugelhorns from Alan Sennett, Ian, Roy, Rick, and Cedo. Singers singing songs with Ian, Pete, and Laura. You know it's the end of the evening when the pub lights go full on. We're all still playing the 23rd chorus of Watermelon Man. Let's create a space to improvise jazz, a place to face the music, and all that razzmatazz, all that Razzamatazz Jazz, jazz, Razzamatazz Jazz, a place to face the music, and all that Razzamatazz, all that jazz, Razzamatazz Jazz.